Robert Drew back again on my quest to get to 2200. I'm currently at 2098, and let's see if we can get a 10-minute game. Okay, my opponent is 2088. I have the white pieces, and I will start off with B3, which is a Nimzo Larson. He plays his knight out, which a lot of times it will signal that they're going to defend shadow their bishop, which is what he's going to do. And I will continue with my Hippo setup. I'm going to go G3 now because I may take the, I may move to E5. But we will play our A3 pawn up. All right, now he plays his plays E5. I could go all the way to E4, but I'm going to just continue with the Hippo setup. And I'm still waiting on his knight or his bishop to see where his bishop's going. And if, okay, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to, all right, I could play my knight. Yeah, I'll play my knight over. Knight over, because if he brings his queen in here, I can still push the pawn. But instead, he looks like he is going to go for a push. Okay, we will push our pawn because we want a castle without the queen hitting on this square. Okay, now he brings his bishop out. We do not want to trade our bishop off, as it may be a defensive piece that we may need. Okay, so is he gonna push here? All right, let's push first. Let's push first, and if he takes, we will take his bishop. And he did not take. He pushed back. Okay, what do we do here? Take. He has made this a little more difficult than it has to be. Okay, if I go here, he takes, blocks it. I go here, he takes back. I take, well, I mean, what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to do? I push here, he can come here. I push here, he takes, take. All right, if I push D4, he takes, I take, takes. All right, it's going to get interesting. All right, this is going to be a wild one. We are going to push, and we are going to get into a wild game. And if he takes here, I'm taking. We are definitely getting into a wild game right now. If he doesn't take, I will push. If he takes, taking with the bishop, we're going to try to get this, we're going to try to exchange bishops out. All right, he takes. Take with the bishop. We're trading bishops. If he will trade. Now he could, I can't block. Can't block. He could do that though. And looks like we're going to have a 3 versus 2 and a 4 versus 3. But we're going to take there. And we are going to take here. If he takes, he needs to take back. I would assume he needs to take back. If I come in here, he can block. Look at that. He is trying to hit right here. And what do we do now? We are going to come here. We're going to guard this square. He's coming there. I can block. I can block. If I take here, he takes. All right, what are we going to do here? If I push here, he's going to come down here. All right, if I take, he takes. If I come here, he's got 2 on there. I can't do that. I could come in here. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. He's going to take down here. And what we will do before if he takes here, we will come back here and give him a check. Then he's got to take. Then I will take back. But that's not what he does. So now what we'll do is we will push. We will take the knight and we will double his pawns. Then after this, we will push our pawn and kick the knight. Once the knight's kicked, we will bring the rook right here, or queen right there, and we will trade queens out. All right, he's got to move. He's got to move. Where's he going to move? And I've still got this protected. Okay, we're going to come here, and we are going to trade the queens. All right, now take. Now I'm threatening right here. I would assume he's going to do that. Oh no, he missed the threat. There's the check. He missed the threat, and I am now up the exchange. And we will work getting pieces off the board. Okay. Come here. We will go here. If he takes, I'm taking back. I take back. He's not taking. Okay, let's see. Let's tell you what. Let's go right here. No, I can't go there. He's got this. All right, let's push right here. We are wanting to kick the knight into this square right here. And then I will come right there, and I am going to defend. Now I have time to move my queen or my king over. Rook will come over to E1. All right, so right now I've I got a pass pawn, and I've also got up the exchange. I just have to keep this as being safe. All right, what's he gonna do? Okay, he is gonna go that route, and I will give him a check. And he can come here. But first, what we will do, we will bring our rook here to limit the scope of this knight. And now we are going to come bring our king here. And the king will also go to G3. And once I've got these pawns protected, I can move down the board. There we go. He's going to push. There he goes. He pushes. And I take. And what do we do here? Okay, I can come here. He pushes. I take. That's what we will do. He is. Okay, what do we do here? If I come here, he pushes, I take, then he pushes, and come in here, and I block. Oh, it's going to get a little dicey. All right, that's what we'll do though. All right, hold on. Let's double check this. I come over here. He pushes. I take. Pushes down the board. I come back. He comes here. Here. All right. Let's see. We're gonna come in here. He pushes. Down the board he goes. All right, so his king is tied down. His king is tied down. Look what he did. His king's tied down. Oh, if I take here. Can't come here. Let's come here. He's going to push. He's going to push. He is going to push. He's got to push. There's the push. I am going to bring my, no, I'm not. What I'm doing is I am going to push up the board. I'm going to push up the board because I'm going to have passed pawns on both sides. Eventually, he's going to have to pull the knight out. There we go. And he is going to have to pull that knight out. All right, I got 2 minutes. He's got 2 minutes on the clock on me. All right, he abandoned the game. He didn't resign. He just quit. All right, let's do a quick game analysis, and then we will get into looking at the game. Okay, 86.6%. That's not a bad percentage. Looks like I had 2 misses, 3 mistakes, and 3 inaccuracies. But let's get on with the game. All right, play B3, which is an Enzo Larsen. And once they play the knight to F6, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go G6, bishop to G7. So I'll bring my bishop on out, and there he goes, there's G6. And I'm just continuing with the Hippo with D3. And if you can see the evaluation, the computer already likes black. Okay, there's the bishop, and now I'll bring my knight out. He castles, and now what I'm doing is normally I would play E3, but since we're in this setup, I may want to push to E5, so I'm going to develop my bishop first. So I go G6 or G3, and he goes D6. So he's not doing anything over aggressive in the middle. So there's my bishop. Now he comes with this knight. I play A3. And now he goes E5. And here we're 12 moves in, and the engine is flipped back to white is slightly better, and it's looking for a c4 push. The c4 when you're playing white, c5 when you're playing black are always key moves in the hippopotamus defense. I do not play c4 here. I just go ahead and play my regular hippo. I'm still keeping, I decided not to push to e4. All right, he brings this bishop out. Usually the bishop will come to e6 instead. That way he can pull the queen in behind it. But here he does not do that. All right, so I'll go ahead with my knight out. Now he brings this rook over, and I assume he's going to intend to push down the board with the b pawn. And I bring my h3 up because I want to go ahead and castle. Now, if I would have went ahead and castle, he could just slide his queen into here, and now I've got some issues. Because I'm going to end up trading, I would have to trade this bishop out. So I play the h pawn first in order just to keep this bishop on the board. All right, let's see. He made a knight move. So what's he doing? Is he opening up to push the pawn? Is he pushing in the center, or is he going to bring his knight over here? To be quite honest, I don't know what his intentions are. I will go ahead and castle. His intention was to relocate the bishop. I did not anticipate that as being his intention. All right, here, I do not want to trade this bishop. Many times in the hippopotamus defense, this bishop is a key defensive piece, so I want to leave it on the board. So I push my e4 pawn. I push the pawn to e4. Now he just drops back. He just spent a few moves to rearrange his pieces. Okay, now it looks like he's going to push the f pawn. All right, so the engine says I can push d4, I can push a4, queen d1, and f4. Actually, it's going back and forth, a4, f4, d4, and I choose f4. I'm going to use that pawn break. And he just hits it back with f5. So now I'm like, hey, what do I do? And I'm thinking, looking at the engine, and the engine says you can go b4. It doesn't suggest that I take here. We just leave the tension. But what I did was I just added more to the tension. And the engine absolutely hates this move. The engine says, F takes, and D takes. But what I would have done is, if he goes F takes, I'm probably going to take with my knight. But if I take with my knight, and then if he takes here, I'll just take the other way back. But anyway, but he plays, he takes the E takes D. So my bishop takes, and the engine actually says knight takes, and you're hitting here, but I didn't want to leave this pin. So I took, and he took, and that was a mistake, because I can take here, he takes back, and I take with my knight, but the engine says, let's see, the engine says just knight to d4, and you're getting this bishop off the board, and you're still hitting this. All right, I took the pawn, he brings his knight around, and here I bring my queen up to protect the e3 square. Now the engine says g4, but if his knight comes here, I've got the check and I can take it. So I didn't even have to defend the e3 square. Okay, and not seeing that, I defended. Now you bring this knight around, and I take, he takes, and I take. And now he's got a pawn issue over here. His pawns are kind of messed up. I got a 3-2 majority on the king side. And I push his knight out because I'm wanting to get these queens off the board. He drops his knight back, and now I'm going to get the queens off the board. And the engine says this is basically even. However, I kind of liked my position, which wasn't exactly good, I suppose. It was just even. All right, so the engine says he should play c5, and maybe I'm the one should trade out. But he traded out, and now the problem is my knight comes in, and it's hitting this square. He had to protect. He's worried about this pawn, but he had to worry about this square. And he missed it. He's just going to kick my knight out. All right, win the exchange. And now bring my rook over. He brings his knight down. And I push, because if he takes, we'll take back, and then we'll get the rooks off the board. The engine actually preferred, go ahead and play c4. Play c4. All right, but I pushed, and I gave him the opportunity to get a square for his knight, and then I pushed. That's why you play c4 first, because he would not have this square if I'd have played c4 first. All right, so then I bring my rook up, and I'm protecting this pawn, and the reason for that is I could have brought my king over, but I also want to get this rook on this file where I can bring the other rook behind it. All right, now he plays his rook over, but that just gives me a tempo, and then I can bring my rook back and protect the pawn. All right, he's pushing down the board. He's going to try to push a passed pawn through. And I'm going to protect my pawn over here. And there he pushes. I just take, he takes. And now rook to c3. And he pushes, I take. And he says rook to c7 first. Then rook to d7 and get behind it. I played it a different way. I got in front of it. Let's see. Getting behind it was plus 4.46, somewhere along that lines. Getting in front of it looks like it's going to be plus 4.5. So, I mean, it's a little bit better to get in front of it, apparently. All right, so he pushes. And now, I didn't like taking because then his king can come in. This pawn's weak. Engine actually said it was all right. I just moved my rook in behind the d pawn, and now my intent is just to get past pawns on both sides of the board. His king can't stop both, and eventually he would have to move his knight away. So I just start pushing the pawn. Okay, and right here is when he abandoned the game, and it is a hopeless situation for him. All right, but anyway, I will see you on the next video. I'm up to 2106, and that's it for tonight.